So did you settle into the mission system?
I got a hiding many a times because I used to challenge their rules that they had, and I want to go over the edge and take the other kids with me to break it and that, and then they'd all tell on me that I'm the ringleader and I'd get the cuts and that.
What sort of things did you get into trouble for?
Well, everybody had a fringe and like a Japanese-style haircut. And one day I got this big slab of soap and I got it and I twisted it my hair. I spiked it all up and we were all dressed up ready to go to church. And I said, come on, 3 of us go like this new hairstyle. So Mrs. Jackson came around the corner and she told us, go and comb your hair up and take that soap out of your hair. And we got punished for the day. So we weren't allowed to go out of our yard and play down the creek.
Were you allowed to mix with the boys?
Some of the girls who were interested in boys would meet their boys down at the creek and...
Did you ever?
No, because I only like one boy, but the missionaries, they told me, stop being interested in him because he was full Aboriginal. They warned me earlier that the government wouldn't allow it, and which was true.
May, during your 10 years at the mission, how did you get on with the schoolwork?
I loved school. Going to Mount Margaret Mission School opened up learning. Learning became so exciting for me. And I always did my work and finish, and I would be telling the other kids what to do, and I'd be in trouble all the time, so they made me a monitor. I was helping like a teacher's aide at school.
And when it was suggested you go to Perth Girls High School, what did you think?
I was excited because I would go back to school to catch up on those subjects I was not good at. I was 17 turning 18 in first year high. But I knew in my heart that I had to do this because in a few years' time I'm going to become a teacher.
When you got to Perth, how did you go in the entry exams?
It was noted by the examiner that I did not do well in those tests. So it was taken to the principal. She said, you didn't do too well in your test, and you're a lot older than the students that are here, and I'm making arrangements with the Native Welfare Department to send you back to the mission. I was floored by that. And I thought, oh, if I went back, I'll go back as a failure. And I thought, I have to do something drastic here. And when I spent a week in Perth before school started, I filled up my little notebook with all these addresses. And one was the Director General of Education, and I rang him. And when he answered the phone, I had the shock of my life, and I didn't know how to cope and answer him. And I told him my story. And I started to cry, and he said, look, don't worry. You're one of the native girls, you're at Alvin House. He said, you stay there and I will make arrangements to see what we can do for you. I had to have an IQ test and I came out well and truly above average, so I was very pleased. I could stay at that school, so I stayed there for 2 years, had a marvelous time with the kids. And so that lesson was for me to go to the top. Don't mess around with people in between, just go to the top. Then I went on to Teachers College and loved that as well.